Hey Moyo, everywhere we go. Sorry for 2 days that I missed. It's been crazy busy. Missed a couple of days in our series, but just to refresh your memory, talking about pushing our boundaries beyond what they are now, stretching our potential. And I introduced a mnemonic from the word dream. And so far I've talked about the D, the R, and the E. The D was desire. Do you have the desire to push beyond your potential? The R was realize. Realize that the boundaries that have been placed are perceptions. They're false boundaries. You can do so much more than what the boundaries are that are perceived in your life. The E was explore the boundaries. Go to the limits. Explore where your current boundaries are and what it takes to move past them. And the A for today is action. Act on those dreams. Act on what you desire. You'll never push the boundaries if all you do is think about them. If all you do is have desire. If all you do is realize that you can go farther when you explore it. It comes down to action. You have to act. You have to take that step. Let me give you an example. I had a dream when I was in college and med school of running the Boston Marathon. It was my dream, but I wasn't ever fast enough to qualify, to hit the qualifying standard. But I realized, first of all, I had the desire. I had the desire to do what it would take to run that marathon, to qualify, no matter what it took. And then a realization came to me that those boundaries that seemed too far, the walls that seemed too high, were just perceptions. I had people tell me, you can't qualify for Boston, your speed isn't enough. You don't run fast enough, you don't have that top speed. And for a while I believed them. But then I realized that was just their perception. So I started exploring what my boundaries really were, trying to push beyond. And finally, I decided it's time to act. And part of acting is developing a plan. Do you have a plan to push beyond your boundaries? I developed a plan. I set in motion a plan, what it would take, how many hill repeats I'd have to run, how many 800-meter repeats I'd have to run, how many tempo runs, at what pace, how many long runs. And I implemented the plan. I acted on the plan. And it took a couple of years of hard work, of implementing that plan, of acting on it every day. Even though it seemed like the boundaries are insurmountable, continuing to act. And eventually, I hit the standard. I qualified. I pushed my limits beyond what people told me I could and what initially I thought I could. And I qualified for Boston. Ended up qualifying 7 times, running 7 Boston marathons. But it all started with the desire and the realization that any limits that others tell me I have are simply perceptions that aren't real. And then exploring what really needed to be done to push past those boundaries, and then acting and implementing a plan. And that's how you push beyond your boundaries. That's how the dream becomes real. That's how you make the most of every opportunity. So dream big, desire big, act big, and let's moyo everywhere we go.